Well, hello all. Very cool morning. Feels like it's in the 48 degree range, something like that. And partly cloudy. It's supposed to be clear the rest of the week or month almost, it looks like. There's no rain in the forecast at all. We have some good news. Biden to restore monuments gutted by Trump. This will restore protections for Bears Ear, Grand Staircase, Northeast Canyonlands, we'll talk about those in a minute, and Seamount National Monument. This is good for everybody. This will definitely put things back the way they were and get rid of the Trump era dump of the environment. Now, Northeast Canyons are fishing areas that were kept unfished and in their pristine shape without fishing. You couldn't fish through there. And Trump put it to fishing. So now we're putting it back to no fishing, and hopefully we didn't destroy too much of the canyon lands in the northeast, the Atlantic Ocean. Now the seamounts are another place that they weren't fishing. Those are big mountains that build up inside the ocean but never reach the top. But they're high enough to where they have an ecosystem all the way around it. And he opened those up for fishing. Can you believe that? He also, for mining and for oil exploration. So all that's off now. Forget it. It's over. Thank goodness. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about one other item, and that is the UN Clean Environmental Restoration Act has passed in the UN. Vote was 43-0. China, India, Japan, and Russia all abstained. The US opposed it, but they couldn't do any voting because they're not part of the, Trump took them out of the UN, so we're not part of that, so we can't vote on things. But if they could, the U.S. would have voted against the Environmental Restoration Act passing. That gives the right to have clean environments. That gives the right for us to restore the environment back to the way it used to be before the corporation just rips it apart. I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but here in South San Francisco, there's a big box store. And they built their huge, humongous box store on an old garbage dump from the 60s and 50s and 40s. And they built right on top of it. And so they thought that was good. I guess that's a good use of reuse of land, even though every time you go in there, you can smell garbage just a little bit. So you know that they're sitting on this big heap of rotting garbage. Well, I guess that's better than using pristine land. So with COP26 coming up, and Biden says he's going to go to it, that's such a huge difference between Biden and the previous one. Biden is turning out to be quite the environmental president on one hand, and then an oil giveaway on the other hand. I don't know why he can't get that the two work together, as in you don't give any subsidies to the oil companies, or very little, and you give huge subsidies to the renewable energy industry. That would make sense. That way you could get a real renewable energy program going around the world instead of this one that's made by fossil fuels and probably uses up more fossil fuel than you'll save by putting up the solar panels in the windmills. On some occasions, not everything, but some occasions that is the case. It takes more fossil fuel to build these things that will to have renewables. I think the way you have to way you have to look at it is that if there's money involved, people will go for it. And if you can make renewables a thriving industry, then there'll be money in it and you can get it to work, because it will automatically clear out itself from being renewable to a true renewable, built by renewables. That's going to be an interesting concept. The one thing about Biden's Build Back Better Act is that it actually has research in there, both environmental and engineering, so that we can engineer our way out of our problem and start building back better. Alright guys, well, we're still in Fleet Week and the jets have started flying, so might as well head on back. I appreciate all the ups, the downs, the new subscribers, and definitely the comments. And until next time.